Sure. I want to give all the credit to Illinois. They really took us out of our offense in the first half. I was afraid of that coming in. You try to practice against that type of pressure, but it's hard to do, and the turnovers were a major issue for us. We had 14 in the first half, and that's all the credit to them. And we didn't execute offensively. I think our starters were 1 for 16. Maybe we got the wrong guys starting. I think we're a better basketball team than what we showed today. No excuses for the travel. That has nothing to do with it. They're young. It's probably harder on the coaches than it is on them. And so I give Brad a lot of credit. Brad and I go a long ways back. We started our careers both in junior college in Kansas and then in Florida. So I followed him a long time, and he does a really good job. And as he continues to get better and better players, the Illini will be back. Questions?
I know you don't want to make an excuse for the travel, but can you kind of lay out how yesterday went down for you guys?
Well, that was a little bizarre. I felt like I was back in junior college. You know, we left at 11. We had practice before we left, but the plan was to come here and shoot, and obviously we didn't shoot it very well. And so we practiced and we left about 11. We flew from Johnson City to Atlanta. Landed about 1:30. We're supposed to fly out of there and get to Bloomington about 4:30. But Bloomington had fog, I believe. Is that correct? And then we tried to get Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, but he couldn't come get us, so we were screwed. And so they sent us to Midway, where I really didn't want to go, because I used to coach at Illinois State, and I've been in that airport a ton. And so, you know, we got delayed. We finally got into, we were 5 hours in the airport in Atlanta. We got into Midway around 9:30, 10. And somehow, inconceivably, none of our bags were with our team. Now, we've been in the airport for 5 hours, and we had 50-some bags. I don't know where they went. So I took 2 hours to figure that out. And then in the meantime, our bus broke down. So I think Brad had something to do with that. I'm blaming him on that deal. And so we had to get a new bus. The bus driver had to get an Uber and go get another bus. And then finally, we got on the bus probably around 1. I think we came into the hotel here about 3:30. But we did have our keys. That was key. And then this morning, because I'm dressed like I am, Delta was supposed to deliver our bags to the airport or to the hotel, and they didn't do it. So I had to. Our director of basketball operations had to drive over to Bloomington to get our bags. We didn't get our bags till we came here at 11:30, got 11:15. And so I made the executive decision not to suit and tie today. I don't look good in one anyway. So yeah, but. Part of it, you know, it's just the way it is, and we had to persevere, and we didn't.
Did you change this morning's schedule at all to let them sleep in?
We did, yeah. We gave them an extra hour. You know, normally it's like 4 hours we eat, and then we do walkthroughs and stuff. And we couldn't get a walkthrough here because obviously the game was early. We usually do it in a hotel, but we just couldn't. You know, we needed them to have some rest, and so we missed it. We watched a little film. You know, but yeah, we had to change just a little bit because of the fact that we just had gotten in so late.
Illinois has turned a lot of teams over this year. What is it exactly that they do that makes
Well, they don't play like normal, like most teams play, you know, and they deny every possession, every pass, and they're really physical in the passing lanes. And if you're not tough with the ball, you're not gonna pass against them. You have to beat them off the dribble. Now, we're a team that, you know, coming into this game, I think we had, I don't know, we were top 20 in assists, total assists in the nation, but we shared the ball. We're pretty good at pass. Can't do that against you guys. You got to dribble. You got to drive it and make the right decisions, and we didn't do that. And they also take away the high post. They overplay the high post, where you cannot get the ball into the high post for backdoors or drives. They do a great job of that. And they do a really good job ball screen defense. You know, and you have to short roll, throw it to a big, and then he has to make the right decision. We didn't do that. When we did, we got wide open shots. When we didn't, it was a disaster. And so we scrimmaged Austin Peay early in the year. I kind of did that because, you know, Matt Figure and Brad used to work together at K-State and South Carolina. They play the same way. Trying to get our guys to look at it, but obviously it didn't help.
You guys are one of the top rebounding rebounding teams in the country. What did Illinois do to kind of neutralize that against you guys?
Well, you know, I'm sure they spent a lot of time boxing out. You know, they kept us off the offensive glass pretty well. We were missing, but when you're turning over, there's no rebounds for turnovers. So, 20 turnovers is 20 possessions we didn't shoot it. I don't know if they did anything. I think, they got some physical guys, and, a couple of our rebounders, I didn't play them very much either. I didn't think they played very good offense. And so, I don't know. You'd have to ask Brad that question. I didn't notice anything like they were doing anything different. I'm sure they emphasized it a lot more, and we ended up getting beat on the glass, I'm sure, right? By 2. Yeah. We've been about plus 15 on the year. But we haven't played. This thing about Illinois, too, you can look at the record's not indicative of who they are. They haven't played a puffy schedule like a lot of these guys do. They like us. This is our 6th road game, true road game. No neutrals. And so it's hard, and they've done the same thing. I mean, Notre Dame, UNLV, I can go, Gonzaga, their non-conference schedule's tough. And so I think they got a chance, to be pretty good.
Coach, Lucas Gasson made his debut today. Yeah. He's actually a Brad Underwood recruit at Oklahoma State.
That was my secret weapon.
What does he bring to you?
Well, obviously he's tall. In our league, we got a pretty big team for our league. With Mladen and Romy and now Luke, and I got another 7-footer sitting out for next year. I think he gives us some more presence around the rim. Now, he's been playing scout team the whole time, because normally these things don't happen for schools our size. We don't get these breaks, these waivers, and I was surprised that we got it, and so I was happy. But he hasn't really been playing with our teams. That makes sense. Here's the other thing: we played. This is our 12th game in a pretty short amount of time. And so we haven't had a lot of practice time. We've just been playing, playing. So he hasn't really had a chance. I think he's going to be a good player. He can shoot free throws, and, I think he'll really add, especially in our league. We got 2 more non-conference games. We go to UTEP. We got to go all the way to UTEP this week, and that'll be interesting. And playing that tournament. By the way, we're busing home, Brad. We're not going. We don't.
Hey, you talking about the Jayhawk Conference days?
Oh yeah, get into the Jayhawk. He was at Independence and Dodge. I was at Barton County. Better program, but
true.
Better coach. We had better players. Art Long, Willie Colley. But we're gonna actually bus home. By the way, we're not going back on the plane. I'm done with that. So we're gonna do what we normally do: is bus. But I think Luke. Gives us a chance, when we get in league play. Anybody else?
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys. Brad and I have been friends a long time, and I grew up in eastern Iowa, right across the river. When I was in high school, I used to stay home and watch WQAD out of Moline. I watched the Illinois State tournament, high school tournament in here. And I never had seen anything like it in my life. And then Saturday was really crazy to me, because you played in the morning and you played at night. And Michael Payne and Bruce Douglas and Doug Altenberger and Tony Weiss. Just so many really good players when I was growing up. So it's pretty cool to be back here today, and I'd rather not come back, though.
Thanks, Coach Underwood, like 20 years ago.
What's that?
We need some stories about
Underwood?
Brad. Yeah.
I thought he was a player, is what he thought. He was a lot better player than I was. But
no, not really.
Yeah. I think, we kind of came up the same way, He did the the JUCO deal, and then small Western Illinois. I knew him over in Macomb, and he just kind of fought tooth and nail, and you get your chance, and then you go back to JUCO like I had to do. Like his reasons were different than mine. I was made to go back, but it was. I think we kind of come from the old school way. He had a great college coach. I had good people. I worked for, Billy Gillespie, who was assistant coach here. I worked for the most popular Division I basketball coach in Illinois history, Bruce Pearl, and I worked for Greg Marshall.
That may get you shot.
Woo! I'm going home. It's just Dog. He's got a lot. He's got all the answers. I'm sure he'll tell you here in a minute. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. So you never got your back?
Oh, I just got him. I did bathe though.
Players want to be other players. You guys want to?
You could miss a shot. I got you. I'll get it for you very much.
No, Trent's
Yeah.
We'll do like the NCAA tournament, like coach open with a statement and take player questions.
I like today. I thought today was top to bottom, both ends of the court. There's no doubt the first half was the best we've played from an execution standpoint. And obviously these two guys up here to the left were big reasons for that. And Kipper has been so dialed in and so focused and taking 3 charges today and how that impacts his game offensively. And then Trent knew he was going to have to play 4 minutes. He knew. We needed him today, and he stepped up. He got going early. Did a great job of running the team, and these two guys were instrumental. But the 7th ranked rebounding team in the country. We spent a lot of time working on that. That was evident today. AJ had 10, but all in all, very, very pleased.
Questions for the players?
I guess for either one of you two, it's been some time since you guys just won back-to-back games since January of last season. How important is that just to kind of get things going and build some momentum?
I think it's huge for us, I think the main thing for us is we were just trying to get over that hump, obviously having a tough schedule at the beginning, but I think that was good for us and our young guys to play those teams, but like you said, momentum right now, we have that, and we're looking forward to continue that.
Just with the rebounding tonight, just how much of a group effort was it really out there? Either one.
In practice all week, we worked on everybody going to the glass and not accepting blockouts. I think the guards did a great job of flying in there and grabbing a few. Just as importantly, our bigs did a great job of boxing out.
Kipper, things have been going pretty well for you. Is there a moment you can kind of trace back to something that clicked to get this going with all these points you're putting up here recently?
No, just like Coach said, I took 2 charges today, so happy about that. I started taking charges. I took my first charge last year. I think that was probably it. I think it was my first charge.
That's sad.
Coach brought me a long way, man.
Trent, the first 3 you took was pretty well contested, kind of a fadeaway 3. You got it to fall. I mean, did you feel like at that point things were going to kind of click for you today on the offensive end?
I was comfortable with that shot. During pregame, those are the shots we work on. Just our field shots. So just me, just running, getting to my spot, and it went down. So like Coach said, I got going early, and I was hot from there. And I just tried to get my teammates involved after that.
You guys had a week off. How important was it to be able to get that extra practice time and kind of get to work on some things that you maybe haven't been able to with a busy start to the season?
It was a lot. Our first 2 practices, I couldn't even feel my legs. We got back to running, and I think that was the main thing for us. Get back to 7 seconds like we used to. Just getting out in transition, running our offense, and just getting transition buckets and rebounding. So that was the main focus for us this weekend. We did a lot of rebounding drills, and just attacking the glass and just, like I said, getting the transition points.
For both guys, how soon after you got here did you realize how important Missouri is, Pale One?
It's a very, very historic rivalry. It's been going on for some time now. And every time we go up against them, it's very competitive. Obviously, the atmosphere is unbelievable. And when I first stepped foot in the gym at St. Louis, my first year here, instantly I noticed, how it brought everybody, together, and from both ends, and how competitive it was. So, yeah.
Kipper, could you talk about taking a charge? What's the key to that, and what does that do for a team?
Coach says, get on the blue line. It's the difference between winning and losing. It's like this, and it's like Coach says, it's a very deflating play in the game of basketball. You know, you draw a foul on their player, and it's a turnover. So I think it does a lot for momentum.
Did you guys see what happened with DeMonte and he got flipped over in the ejection?
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't see too much. No.
Anything else for the players?
Study hard, boys.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Questions for Coach?
Rado and Allen not available today, and so can you elaborate why?
Yeah, they were late. So I think it's part of my job as the coach of this great university, and very personal, and to hold young guys accountable. And when guys show up late, there's consequences. Now I flip the switch, and I'm done. We move on and get ready for the next.
Coach in the back, 11 assists in the first half, just 3 in the second. Did you guys think you were maybe a little less aggressive in that second half with the big lead that you were out to?
Yeah, but give them some credit. They mixed up defenses. They played a little 1-3-1. I thought we got a little passive. But yet I still thought we had some opportunities to have great assists and have 4 or 5 more. We missed a couple of really clean looks. And then we got when we got into the bonus, we talked about driving the ball a little more, trying to get to the foul line.
Even though AJ didn't shoot the ball well, he contributes with 10 rebounds. Just how essential is a performance like that out of him, even though he's not putting points on the board?
Well, that's AJ's advancement and growth. You're talking about a guy who's considered maybe just a catch and shoot guy. Now he goes out and gets 10 rebounds, and you need him on the floor. You don't want him on the floor. You need him on the floor. To AJ's credit, man, he has been playing at a very, very high level this first semester. And you have a game where the ball doesn't win, you still feel great every time it leaves his hand. And now he's doing so many other things.
Brad, you've been getting a few minutes from Samba Kane here and there, but they've been productive minutes. Just talk about how Samba did today.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, he had one ball go right by him that tripped through. But, they kind of shuffled his feet on another one. But, he's given us rim protection. He's today went and snatched a couple of rebounds that he wasn't getting even a week ago. His improvement, guys, is unbelievable. I mentioned before, he wasn't here. He's been so far behind. So every single day that he's on the court with us, he makes big strides. And I'm becoming a big Samba Kane fan.
Kipper said you helped him come a long way and took his first charge last season. Just how much growth have you seen from him, and what's that do for your team when he's on and doing these things?
Well, he's a wonderful human being, first of all. And I mean, Kipper's a delight to be around. You enjoy coaching guys who want to be good. And it's been, it hasn't been the easiest thing. But today, I mean, in just the last 2.5, 3 weeks, we've seen it in practice. And he's leading in a timeout huddle today, which he's never done. And talking about, picking up the talk and the emotion and the energy. And that's not a Kipper that we saw at all last year. So, you're seeing confidence. You're seeing a lot of those things. And there's nothing in the game Kipper can't do. And that's what we see as coaches, is a guy who can dribble it, a guy who can pass it, a guy who can shoot it from 3, drive it, very good free throw shooter, can guard multiple positions. So you want to maximize those guys, and I keep pushing him to be that guy.
Brad, when you arrived, we know that it was not your policy to spend the night before home games in a hotel. So was last night just a finals week thing, or is it a new policy?
No, we've always stayed in the hotel since I've got here the night before, and I think that's one of the things that we have. Some guys that live in the dorms, some guys live in apartments, and we can bring them all together, and with no distractions, and we do film over there. So, yeah, we've got something we've always done.
You guys jumped out to a 29-5 lead, and it never really got closer than 15. Is that maybe a sign of growth for this team?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt. I think there's a lot of positives we feel like coming out of that. And like I said, defensively, I mean, I don't recall the number of turnovers they had the first half, but you know, we can say they're travel and this and that. We guarded the first half. We were dialed in. We didn't give them any looks, and we forced a good deal of those turnovers.
You mentioned that rebounding was going to be key for this team ahead of the game. How do you guys feel like you responded to guarding Jeremy, especially because, I mean, he only finished, I don't think he finished with double-digit rebounds.
What do you have?
Yeah.
7 rebounds.
7 rebounds. Well, 5 fewer than he normally gets, and you know, Jerome is a motored up guy. I appreciate watching him on film because he plays so hard. He never accepts a block out. And I think one of the things that they chose to do today was have him become a secondary ball handler. So it took him out of his comfort zone a little bit doing that. But you know, rebounding is always a key, and you know, we've got to continue to grow in that area. We still need more. We'll keep pushing Georgie. We'll keep pushing Samba. We'll keep pushing Kipper. Those guys got to continually work the defensive rebound.
Coach, you talk about the game-over-game growth so far in this season with the young team and a lot of new faces. How important are these 2 back-to-back wins ahead of Missouri next week?
I'm not worried about Missouri. I think they're important for us to gain some confidence, for us to have that. You know, I call it the champions locker room, and that's a pretty good feeling when you go into the locker room after a game and you know you've earned it and you've played well. You know, it's important for our guys to have that feeling, and then not forget what that feeling is. You know, the losing locker rooms is not very fun, and yes, we needed to feel like we need to feel that positive vibe that comes out of that locker room after a win.
Nico and then Bob.
Coach in the back. Speaking on that growth and confidence, Georgie 6 of 10 from the field today. How much have you kind of seen his game come along, particularly with his post moves offensively?
Well, Georgie's so skilled. We haven't touched Georgie's potential yet, and we did some things with him in practice that we didn't do today. Him playing out on the floor, he is an elite ball handler. You know, we've got to add that arsenal, add that little piece to it. You know, Lucas Gasson is an elite shot blocker. Lucas started for us when I was at Oklahoma State. They're a big kid, and I mean, he made him look really bad on a play, which didn't happen a lot. And, you know, he's a young man that can really pivot. He's got strong hands, and he's a guy that, you know, we've got to continue to look at him and make sure that he's getting 10, 12 shots every single night.
Well, Coach, what do you think of your first Illinois Missouri experience last year?
It was great because we won. You know what? It's so unique. And the only thing I can compare it to, and I've never been to this one either, is the Oklahoma-Texas rivalry in football. Because you literally are Army-Navy. You know, the stadium's split, and it's truly the essence of a true neutral site game, and that's unique. It's also really fun for the fans. I love the fact that the rivalries happen. They're so good for athletics. They're unbelievable for our game, and you know, you've got 2 good basketball teams and a great basketball city and a great venue, and it's what this game should be about.
How soon after you got here did you hear about the game? Was it like immediate? Did you know about it? Maybe you know beforehand.
I don't know. Josh told me about it in the interview.
Seriously?
Yeah. So he said, yeah, we need to find a way to kick their. I don't know. Josh told me early. You hear about those things, but yeah, you know it's there. And as a basketball guy, I grew up watching it, so I knew the importance of it. But it's you know, it's the next game on the schedule, and it's the one we're going to prepare for, and you know, let our guys know the history of it. We'll definitely dial them into that.
this year you've got a week to prepare. They've got a game, and then you. Which do you prefer? Does it matter?
Not really. Not really. I mean, I'm excited that we've got a few days to prepare. They'll have a few days as well, and you know, I don't know what their final schedule is. We're in final week. They're probably not, I'm assuming. So we'll see where that goes.
Derek.
Coach, Kip has scored in double figures 4 straight games, first time in his career. No secret he was struggling with confidence, his play earlier on the season. What was that process like for you to get his mind right and also just find this consistency with him?
Yeah, I think you fight that balance as a coach. You know, you got to let him know, and I'm very honest. I let guys know when they're not playing great, but it's also one of those that you see him trying and you see the struggle, and that's where the meetings happen and the conversations and the extra time, and you know, it could be something just as simple as, you know, one day stayed after with him and shot free throws and just talk to him while he's shooting free throws. And it's sometimes you don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, but you could see him really trying to do what we were wanting, and yet it didn't happen. And now the light bulb's on, and you know, I think that's one of the beauties of coaching is we can help guys out of that. And sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, but you know, when it does, it's really special, and you grow as a player from those moments.
There was a possession there in the second half where DeMonte and Aaron Jordan both swatted offensive rebounds to keep one possession alive. Was that something that you had seen in previous games this year, or is that part of that development?
Yeah, we weren't even getting close to offensive rebounds early. I mean, it's nice to see those guys go and get on the glass. You know, people forget, you know, AJ last year was half his points were offensive rebounds. I mean, he was a terrific offensive rebounder, and DeMonte is as well. And, you know, and then you get Andres, who's a sneaky offensive rebounder as well, and we want him to go when he and Trent are in together. So, yeah, it's just keeping balls alive. We talked all day or all week about winning the possession battle, and that's an important stat for us. And we want more shots, we want more opportunities. That means we turn people over, and that means we get offensive rebounds. You know, we felt really good, especially at half, you know, plus 14.
Brad, what did you see on the mix-up, I guess, between DeMonte and Tisdale?
I didn't see any of it. I was asking my coaches what happened. So I don't know. I actually was more worried about the call being incorrect about whose foot it was off of. So, but I actually didn't see that.
You exerted some effort to keep your bench from getting involved in this.
Yeah, that's on me, Rob, because I haven't talked about that enough, and you know, that's something that I wanted to make sure that I set the example that we never left the floor, we never left the sideline, and that's something I've got to address on Monday that I have not addressed to this point. But when games get heated, yeah, it's great to want your guys have your teammates back and this and that, but we also have to have some intelligence and understand what the rules are. That's on me.
What do you think of Samba's fadeaway at the free throw line? You kind of saw he swipe your forehead afterwards.
We taught him that. I think it shows his skill set. I really do. I think the one thing that you know, he's a very talented offensive player. Just feeling his way, and you know, had that been a one-possession game, I probably wouldn't have been very happy with that shot. But I'm glad he's got enough confidence that he feels like he can make that shot.
Anything else for Coach?
See you in St. Louis.
Thank you.